Namaste, angels. I'm here to do the weekly love reading. So it's from Sunday the 23rd, which is now, because it's now 12:23, coincidentally, on my clock, through Saturday the 29th. 12:23, well, not 12:23, 7:23 rather, is the day of the new moon in Leo. Prior to that, we had Mars enter Leo on the 20th. The Sun enter Leo on the 22nd, which for me was just 23 minutes ago. And Mercury enters Leo this week on the 25th. So those are some other things that may impact us. Also, on the 24th on the Hebrew calendar, it is the first day of the month of Av, which should be I didn't count, the 6th month of the ecclesiastical year. I didn't count that. And I didn't mention it in the general either. Anyway, so that's that. Av means father. AV or AB or ABA or AVA. They all mean father in Hebrew. So it's the month of father with a capital F. The 25th is the feast day of the Apostle James. So Saint James the Apostle. On the 26th, it is the feast day of Saints Joaquin and Anne, Mary's parents. And that's it for the week that I wanted to mention. Everything else was mentioned in the general reading during the astronomy from astronomy.com. I went through all the stuff that's going on in the sky this week, so you can check that out there. And with that, let's just go to our reading. So I did the dice in the other deck, and I'm doing it again now, beginning with different things. So that's good. Starting with cocktail, different messages. Yes. And I'm looking at these for the first time like you. And sex. There wasn't any of those in the general. And Spirit says, buy shoes. Try again. And sex. Nice. And no. So somebody had a yes or no question. The answer is no. Unless you had already answered your yes or no question with yes from before. I forgot about that part. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this. I pulled out, which is pretty kind of rare actually, my Soul's Journey cards by James. Maybe that's why I did it, because this week is the feast day of St. James, by James Van Pra. And I was shuffling and shuffling. And first, opposite one another, I had Love and Happiness. And of course, I thought about the Al Green song. So I'll probably include that on the video. Anybody that wants to look up the Al Green song, Love and Happiness, make you do wrong and make you do right. And don't we know that much? Love. I commit to the practice of love and seeing the good in all things. Then I came to a very similar card, colored card at least, surrender. I opened these two opposite one another, love and surrender. I can release my need to control. So I thought that this was a message, and so I kept them open like this. Love opposite surrender, because I think that we need to surrender to love this week. I think that's what the moon reading showed. That's what the general reading showed. And that appears to be a forthcoming theme here in the love reading as well. Love. Envy. I'm the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So envy and coveting thy neighbor's stuff came up in the new moon reading, new moon and Leo reading. And it appears that it may be an overlying theme too. Be aware of this. Be aware of people being envious of your love, of maybe your love situation, of your love dynamic, of the fact that you're part of a divine union. Watch your back. Love. And blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Love. I'll go one more. It's guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. And love wins yet again. I'm going to cut. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And the overall energy is discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I think I'm going to do my crossbread with the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, beginning with honeymoon on this day of the new moon. It is now the 23rd here. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And opening to new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. This, of course, can be love anew, too. New love. The new moon in Leo reading also showed evidence of reunions and rekindling relationships. Again, love anew. Plenty of new beginnings coming our way. And engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Engagement. I'll go one more. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Engagement. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And the overall energy is flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And you know what? It's funny because I was trying to use different cards from those that I used during the Leo new moon reading. And I used these for this exact spread. So some of them may be the same. I wouldn't expect that they all would be because, again, that was the moon energy. It was an overlying energy for 2 weeks. And then this is specifically this week's overall love reading. So maybe not. Feminine, brought to herself. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Some of you may actually be getting married or be close to that sort of situation and be part of a bridal party. Those who, of course, will be getting married themselves, seeking assistance from a bridal party can be very literal, at least with regard to the image. And for others, this is asking for assistance from friends. For me, that means the angels for the most part. But I do have a couple of friends that I like to call upon and chat with and stuff like that too. And this week, all the feminine are guided to do this, or our higher selves feeling to do this. The masculine with regard to the feminine. Heart-to-heart conversations. This is like the 4th week in a row that showed that the masculine wanted to communicate with the feminine. And to get a load off his chest too, actually. That came up several times with my Keepers of the Light Oracle cards. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I just talked about the need to do this in the general reading too. The masculine with regard to himself this week, as it relates to love, pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Well, this is funny because in the general, the masculine in a similar spread, but the general spread, the masculine paying attention to signs this week. And with regard to the union, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I just talked about this too in the general, the need to do this. Overall, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And the outcome. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. What would the masculine have the feminine to do or surrender toward the union this week as it relates to love? You deserve love. You are lovable. So go for it. And it's crossing the heart-to-heart conversations. He wants you guys, where it's possible, to come together. At least, if not in the physical, a meeting of the mind, so to speak. And maybe you can communicate by phone or something like that initially, or email, or whatever you're into. So it looks like some people will be communicating in a even more physical way than just, getting together to have a heart-to-heart conversation with words, at least. Communicating in other ways as well. All that because we deserve the love that's coming to us. What is the masculine willing to do or surrender this week toward the reading, toward the union rather, as it relates to love? Very soon. So he's doing some thinking. The Leo new moon reading showed also a lot of introspection, the need to go within and decide clearly, what do you want? That's what this guides the masculine to do this week too, as it relates to love. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So you can pull in this love. And what would the universe have the two of us to do and or surrender toward the union this week as it relates to love? Romantic feelings they want us to explore. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. I love the love crossbred this week. And I think that pay attention to the red flags in addition to the signs has to do with the Leo energy also. With the, fire energy. So it's also going to be the masculine wanting to be creative, passionate, all of those things that come with fire energy. For my spread of 9, I'm going to use the hashtag creepy deck, beginning with the dark male. He's back. And opening to children. Children. And it's the fair male. Now, I just mentioned in the general reading, although the fair male is kind of a redhead, he for the most part, tends to come to me as, I just don't like the feeling that I get off the fair male. He comes to me as the karmic, somebody that's a manipulator, devilish kind of energy. And he could be the father of your children with whom you're no longer, the relationship is over. And earlier I had like a vision that I had a vision of, I don't know how many of you have seen this, but there was a movie, I guess in the 90s, called Carlito's Way. It was starring Al Pacino as Carlito. And there was a character in there played by John Leguizamo that was like a fan of his, and somebody supposedly who really respected him and was an admirer and all of this kind of thing. And at the end, he showed that he was really a frenemy. So I won't say how, in case there are people listening that have never seen it before and don't know what I'm talking about and they want to check it out. I won't give it away completely, but he turned out to be a frenemy. And I said, the fair male, in this vision, I saw and then said, the fair male is Benny Blanco from the Bronx. That's why I get a bad feeling from him. Like, I can't trust this guy, for the most part. And I don't mean that about actual fair males. Not all of them, at least. He's now at the top. He's the past love. Okay, that's why he's opposite this. He's a karmic, like I was saying. For most. Some of you, your divine masculine or feminine, if it's male, may be a fair male. And I'm not speaking against that. Fair male is back. I'm going to cut. Okay, I guess I'm not meant to pick those up yet. Ah! Look at that. After all of that, the dark male is back. Because last week he kind of got trumped. Like he was in the first love reading that I did that was interrupted, I'll just say politely, by electronic voice phenomenon, contrary to what some dipshit tried to say in the comments. My followers, my quote unquote followers, I don't mean like that. I don't mean like I'm their leader or anything like that, but subscribers. Few of them went after this woman. She was a real idiot. Anyway, in the first reading, the dark male was really prevalent, and when I had to re-record and I came back, the fair male popped up. So now the dark male not letting us get rid of him. He's here as the temporary overall energy, and I'm gonna get the other one. And the overall energy is true love. They want me to see this. Doing a one-handed thing. Twin flame. I normally say like a little prayer in my head when I do this part. And I got distracted, so I have not seen it because they were trying to show me this. Look over there, look over there, look under the cards. Pick those other ones up. Twin flame. Just so you guys know. Ice King. This can be Leo energy coming through, like I was just talking about, that fire energy coming through for the part of the masculine. This card also represents the fire sign of Aries for me in particular. With this kind of energy here, this sort of older and maybe authoritative, potentially even overbearing type of person. But also I get I get air sign from it too. Surrounded by spiritual growth. That's positive. And in the masculine subconscious is young female. This can be a youthful female too. Doesn't necessarily have to be young. The feminine. Aww. Mirroring the young female is young male. Same thing goes for him. He may be younger than you, divine feminine, or young in general, or he may just be youthful. Surrounded by mature woman. We could have some May-December relationships going on here. As they say, like older woman cougars, lions. This could be a cub, as they call it, type of relationship. In the feminine subconscious, fun times for the two of them, or at least she's thinking about that. That's what she's hoping for. Crowning. Wallflower. So maybe this is what's been going on. That's why she'd prefer fun times. At the root. Children. Maybe we've been lame because children. Actually, something came up in the weekly where I was saying that the feminine, where she's able to, may want to, I don't know, get a babysitter if the kids are old enough to stay home by themselves. Like if the masculine might approach her, and she may have to make not a serious choice, but like a small choice between the masculine and her children. And the idea was that the children are protected by the angels, and it's okay to go off with the masculine for fun times. At the heart of the matter. Boom, the fair male. This is getting really interesting. This may be him crossing the Ice King. This could be him coming through as, like I was saying, an overbearing, perhaps fire energy, maybe. A Leo or an Aries, a manipulator. Not that an air sign can't be that too. You know, this can be an air sign too coming down. But I think it has to do with the fire energy. Pay attention to the red flags. Maybe watch your your own behavior, masculine as well. And pay attention to signs. Know that if the planets are screwing with you, if Mars is maybe taking over and you're coming out of character and things like that, like don't watch out for becoming like this, and instead keep things light. I'm going to look for the next upright card actually to see what the fair male might mean further to that for, you know, some of us here. It's this. Freedom. So again, I think he's the karmic. He came up opposite past love before. I had already been feeling karmic before that happened. And now it's a freedom from him. Maybe that's why you've been a wallflower too. That's why you've been sitting around with your hand under your chin, just only dreaming or thinking about fun times and not actually having them. I had also said he could be the father of your children, and he shows up here atop the children. So I think for, you know, a good bit of us, that's the kind of situation it is. He is a karmic. He is perhaps our children's father, and this is about seeking our freedom from him, detoxifying our lives of him, basically. Keeping in the theme of the Leo moon reading, infinite abundance with Lord Ganesh. And this was abundance in all forms, love, money, all of it, material things, we're getting it. Obstacles are being removed, we're getting our freedom. Spiritual support and connections are increasing, so that we can come together with our soul flame, says Radha. Rediscover a lost part of yourself. Experience relationship harmony and healing. Radha. Opposite Odin. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. The sixth chakra or third eye also came up in the Leo new moon reading. Radha soul flame back. And the Shekinah, sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. They were also showing me the Native American gentleman, white eagle, ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed now. For some of you, this might be your father. That just came through with this. And maybe this week, maybe because this week falls the beginning of the month of Av, or the month of father. Some of us may need to be, he could be the fair male and the ice king, and we need to seek freedom from him in one way or another. And again, I may have heard father because he's the father of your children. Radha is back. I'll go one more. And it's higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. As I said, new moon reading definitely showed the need to go within for that higher learning. Joan of Arc, the voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Throat chakra, also something that came up just now with the general, as is the energy of death, which is what this card is about to me. Freya and phases and cycles, and it's more moon here. I think that's not a mistake. It's because today is the day of the new moon in Leo. There is a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. So we learn the truth. In some cases, it may be hurtful. It's whatever. We let it go. Okay, and in any case, we let it go so that we can be free. Okay, we let it go for the sake of our freedom so that we can move on. We count it as spiritual growth and we keep it moving. From my soul journey cards, we're beginning with discipline. Yes, discipline. And opening to purpose. I know what to do and what I'm here to do. Purpose. Courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I don't have to do too much of this because we did it at the beginning. Purpose. One more. Ooh, glad I did that. Death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings. Purpose. I'm going to cut. Oh, and by the way, this fair male here and freeing ourselves from him, that includes you too, divine man. I don't mean just because there's a male pictured that it is necessarily a man, or that it's attributed to the divine feminine. This is here at the heart of the matter, and what affects one affects the other, absolutely. So it can be a case of that. However, this can be somebody in each of our lives or both. And I've come to courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. And the overall energy is surrender, just as a moon would guide us to do. That feminine energy of surrender. I can release my need to control. Lastly, I'm going to my Tony Carmine Salerno Universal Love Oracle, beginning with message from afar. For some of us, this is signs and synchronicities from the universe. And for others, this is an actual contact from somebody that is at a distance. Be it I think it's for the most part, it's a physical distance. Either by way of separation, quote unquote separation, as we as divine partners see it, and or just somebody that's away, like long distance call. Maybe they're in another city, another state, another country. Opening to guardian, the protection that I was talking about earlier. We can leave our child with a member of our family or something while we spend some time with a young male or otherwise, whoever our divine masculine is, or spend some time with us, on our own, retreating, looking within, whatever we want to do. We can take a break. We don't have to be helicopter moms. Guardian. Answered prayer. So wishes being granted. Yes, as the die said, and yes, as Ganesh says, he's taken away the blocks from you. Wishes granted, prayers answered, dreams coming true. And the birth of something new, or a few somethings new for us all as we, allow for endings. This is what's going to happen. The birth of new things in our lives, new opportunities, new hopes, new dreams, all being granted. New abundance. And the overall energy is that answered prayer. From this deck, Universal Love Oracle to the masculine, Tantric Union. So this can be the contact, right? The messages from afar. It can be 5D messages, maybe in your dreams. That can be the answer to your prayer. Just receiving any kind of contact that you've been looking for. Or masculine, this can be the answer to your dreams, to be able to send some sort of communication that you've wanted to for a long time but hadn't been able to for whatever reason. All of this coming into play finally. And this can also be involved with the sex. With coming into physical contact together too, and practicing Tantra. Feminine. that message from afar. I think these were meant to go together. This is going to be the message for a bunch of us. From the Soul's Journey cards, I believe so. Yes. Love is also back. Love, with which I started. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And for the feminine, self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. This came up in the moon reading as well. The masculine wanting the feminine to see herself the way he does. For the masculine, from the keepers of the light oracle, the Miriam and sacred vision. This is that duality of Gemini. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all, and remember that love has no boundaries. So this love that you have here, it is limitless, and it can reach far and wide. The long distances, messages from afar, it cannot be held back. It cannot be stifled. It cannot be stopped. From the keepers of the light oracle to the feminine, Kuan Yin, care and compassion. So even in our dealings where we're separating from people, friends, romantic interests, even the father of our children, whatever the situation is, in as caring and compassionate a way as we can for all involved is how we're going to do this thing. And from the Dorming Virtue Romance Angels to the masculine, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So getting back to you finally being able to communicate, coming through as a possibility, do it. Okay, you're able to do it. Don't let the chance pass you by again. To the feminine, keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. And that's a good thing. And to the masculine, short term, whatever's been holding you back in general, not going to last much longer. Again, Lord Ganesh shows up to tell us that he's removing any obstacles, any limitations from you. You soon will have your freedom. If you're still feeling bound, it's not much longer. Very soon, remember, if you decide clearly what you want, it will come to you now. And lastly, for the feminine, destiny. Don't push it. Don't force it. We don't have to. It's going to happen no matter what. There's a song like that too, as a matter of fact. Don't push it. Don't force it. Let it happen naturally. It will surely happen if it was meant to be. I think it's by a band called Rolls Royce, because that's what's coming to mind, but I'm not sure. I'll look it up and put that on the video too if I can. I hope that you guys enjoyed the love reading. I'll be back in the morning, a little later this morning, actually in the afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with live mini readings and card pulls for you guys on my Facebook page. Namaste, angels.